Ohio has banned gender-affirming care for minors and restricted transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. Ohio's Senate was able to override Governor Mike DeWine's veto of that bill. Riley Gaines with us now. That is surely a big win for women's sports.
It is. It's a huge win. A few weeks back, Governor DeWine vetoed this piece of legislation, despite initially getting through in both the House and the Senate. But now both the House and the Senate have overridden his veto. So Governor DeWine, a Republican governor, joins the long list of Democratic governors who have vetoed this. So I think that's incredibly telling on his part. But honestly, I think it opened the eyes of a lot of Ohioans and really people across the nation.
It's not easy to override a governor's veto, and that's a fact. Now, this one too. You, along with other conservatives, are offering to pay for sponsorships, expenses, prize money for any women who boycott and will not tee off against the transgender golfer Hailey Davidson. Now, Riley, is that legit? Paying people to boycott teeing off with a trans golfer?
It is legit. I'll tell you what, I've talked to so many of these girls before publicly making this statement, and every single one of these girls who's had to compete against this male, they tell me, Riley, I can't not compete because I have sponsorships and I have endorsements and, you know, this is my job. If I don't do this, I don't have income. And so we have to incentivize not participating in the farce. And so myself, along with Seth Dillon, now Clay Travis, Megyn Kelly, we've all kind of decided, hey, we'll pitch into this. You guys shouldn't have to be scared. And I think if we created some sort of, GoFundMe, not actually using GoFundMe because they have pretty terrible policies, but some sort of crowdfunding effort, I think we could raise the money easily.
But you really have to change the rules. I mean, to get to the heart of this thing,
but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. If these girls boycott, it sends a powerful and effective message that we as women, as female athletes, we're saying no. Enough is enough. We're rolling up our sleeves. That's how we do this.
So they would take the money and just not show up at the golf course? Is that how it works?
Yeah, and I've pledged this for any sport. Any woman who concedes a match that they're playing against a man and they lose out on prize money, I will happily pay that fee, whatever that looks like in any sport. Because again, that's how we stop this, is you stop participating. And I know it's easier said than done, because when I was faced with this, I competed. I competed against Leah Thomas. I didn't want to have to sacrifice all the work that I had put in, but I do think it's necessary now.
Okay. You've got a book out, new book, and I've got to read the name of it. Happy No Snakes Day. Now, what has this got to do with trans in sports competing against women?
Well, it's pretty incredible. Happy No Snakes Day. It is published by Brave Books, who is an alternative company to something like Scholastic, who release these books about virtues and being pro-God and pro-America, which is something our kids are lacking. And so my book, Happy No Snakes Day, is about standing up for the truth, regardless of the backlash and the fear and the consequences of what it might bring, which is a message that kids need to hear, of course, in a way that is not politicized. This is just a very virtuous book. And everyone, if they go to bravebooks.com and sign up for the book club of the month, you can get my book for free.
Bethany Hamilton. She's a woman athlete, and you've got an event with her, I think. Where is it? It's a Children's Story Hour in Missouri next week.
That's right. Tell
me again, who's Bethany Hamilton? What does she do?
Well, Bethany Hamilton is another Brave Books author, but a lot of people know Bethany Hamilton by the movie Soul Surfer. She was the surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack, I believe, back in 2014. And she has taken a brave stance in saying the very basic thing that we all know, that men and women are different and men should not be in women's sports. So we have an event in Missouri, a story hour at a library where we will be reading our books. So super exciting stuff.
Happy No Snakes Day. Intriguing title. Riley, thanks for joining us.
Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you, Stuart.
Come
Thank you,
again
guys.
soon.